Okay, so this is a recorded reading test from Cambridge 7. Do you see that over there? Cambridge 7, and this is test 3. So this is the timer over here. We're gonna begin the timer. There, time is running. And then, so the answer key is on the right. So we have true, false, not given there. And then this is a, a gap fill. Um, a modified fill in the blanks there. Reading passage 2 has list of headings, and that's a lot of sections. That's like 7 sections, 6 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Population, movement, and genetics. And then these are the fill in the blanks. And then this is like matching type, modified. The first wave, second wave, third wave. What? Okay. And this is multiple choice. So the middle passage is hard, man. The third reading passage has no title. So true, false, not given again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's 7 items. And then this is a modified matching type. Which 6 of the following statements, A to J, refer to the resolution that were issued? Oh, okay. Whew, that's a toughie. And then question number 40, multiple choice. So both the first and the last reading passage are hard, man. So we better hit the ground running there. So reading passage number 1. Ants use the same channels of communication as humans too. So I'm gonna look for channels of communication. We gotta look for that. This is the only time I read, and I'm actually skimming. I'm not reading. There, communication, I see that over there, can be compared to the human use of visual and auditory channels. Okay, that's the one, guys. We'll just make a comparison. So ants store food, repel attackers, and use chemical signals to contact one another in case of attack. Such chemical communication can be compared to the human use of visual and auditory channels, as in religious chants, advertising images and jingles, political slogans, and martial music to arouse and propagate moods and attitudes. So I guess the crux of the issue is can be compared to the humans there. So the same channels of communication. So can be compared versus the same channels of communication. For me, that's a false. Okay, you can compare it, but it's not the same. Next, city life was one factor that encourages the development of intelligence. So we're gonna look for city life, the development of intelligence there. Okay. City life. In ants, there is no cultural transmission. Everything must be encoded in the genes. Okay. Where is city life? The farming methods of ants. Where is the city life? Oh my God, that's so far away. Where is the city life? Launch armies to war, use chemical sprays, capture slaves, engage in child labor, exchange information ceaselessly, but do everything but watch television. Okay, where's the city life? That's crop farming. I cannot see city life. Wow, that's so far. Is it not given? The ants are domesticating new species. There, Urban lifestyle that's so far away. Whereas prehistoric man had no exposure to urban lifestyles. The forcing house of intelligence. The evidence suggests that ants have lived in urban settings for close on 100 million years, developing and maintaining underground cities of specialized chambers and tunnels. Oh, city life is one factor that encourages the development of intelligence. So, the forcing house of intelligence. So, there encourages the development of intelligence. For me, that's a true. Okay, true. Next, ants can build large cities more quickly than human beings do. Mm, magnificent work for ant lovers. The ants describe a super colony of the ant Formica yesenensis on the Ishikari coast of Hokkaido. The megapolis was reported to be composed of 360 million workers and a million queens. What? In 4,500 interconnected nests across a territory of 2.7 square kilometers. My God, man. Mm. Such enduring, intricately meshed levels of technical achievement outstrip by far anything achieved by our distant ancestors. Okay. More quickly, I don't think it mentioned the quickness, right? So I'm a not given there. What it said is they can build really big cities. Mhm. Some ants can find their way by making calculations based on distance and position. What? Where is the distance? Find their way. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, there, from a foraging trip. They navigate by integrating bearings and distances, which they continuously update in their heads. They combine the evidence of visual landmarks with a mental library of local directions, all within a framework which is consulted and updated so ants can learn too. So true. Whoa, man, they're so intelligent. In one experiment, foraging teams were able to use their sense of smell to find food. Okay. Scouts who had located food in a maze returned to mobilize their foraging team. Foraging teams were able to use their sense of smell to find food. They engaged in contact sessions, at the end of which the scout was removed in order to observe what her team might do. Often the foragers proceeded to the exact spot in the maze where the food had been. Elaborate precautions were taken to prevent the foraging team using odor clues. Discussion now centers on whether the route through the maze is communicated as a left-right sequence of turns or as a compass bearing and distance message. Mm, so use their sense of smell to find food. So I don't think that was given. Okay. They don't know yet because discussion now centers on whether the route through the maze is communicated there. Mm. The essay in the Company of Ants explores ant communication. Reznikova has grown so attached to her laboratory ants. That's the one in the Company of Ants that she feels she knows them as individuals even without the paint spots used to mark them. It's no surprise that Edward Wilson, in his essay in the Company of Ants, advises readers who ask what to do with the ants in their kitchen to watch where you step, be careful of little lives. It explores ant communication. That's another not given to me. Mm, that's another not given. But that's three not givens. There's only one false. So, oh, okay. Maybe this one is a false. I'm going back to this. Do they use their sense of smell to find food? Mm, they engage in contact sessions at the end of which the scout was removed in order to observe what her team might do. Often the foragers proceeded to the exact spot in the maze where the food had been. Elaborate precautions were taken to prevent the foraging team using odor clues. Oh, to prevent the foraging team using odor clues. There. So the answer
False,
there
sir.
is false. There. See, see, see. Okay. Yeah, because we only had one false. So something's wrong. So false, true, not given. True, false, not given. Okay. So it is indeed given because look at that. Odor clues. There. All right, we're moving down. So ants as farmers. Ants have sophisticated methods of farming, including herding livestock and growing crops, which are in many ways similar to those in human agriculture. The ants cultivate a large number of different species of edible fungi, which convert blank into a form which they can digest. So we will look for the fungi. I saw that earlier. Ants for farmers. Okay, ants cannot digest the cellulose in leaves, but some fungi can. The ants therefore cultivate these fungi in their nest, bringing them leaves to feed on, and then use them as a source of food. Farmer ants secrete antibiotics to control other fungi that might act as weeds and spread waste to fertilize the crop. Leaves. Mm, Mueller and his
Bird.
colleagues screened 862 different types of fungi taken from ants' nests. These turned out to be highly diverse. It seems that ants are continuously domesticating new species. Even more impressive, DNA analysis of the fungi suggests that the ants can improve or modify the fungi by regularly swapping and sharing strains. I cannot find it.
Sa taas
Mm,
yun, sir? Yeah, John.
and the farming methods such
Cellulose.
as, and they
Ants
do
can't
not
digest the
do
cellulose in leaves.
ants can digest the cellulose in leaves, but some fungi can. So,
Can.
which convert which convert cellulose. Is there cellulose? There, see. Okay. Or leaves. They convert leaves. There are no leaves. There. Okay, cellulose yan. They use their own natural blank as weed killers and also use unwanted materials as blank. Okay. So, mm, secrete
Fertilizer.
antibiotics to control other fungi that might act as weeds.
And spread
Mm,
waste to fertilize the crop.
Spread waste to fertilize the
They
crop.
use their own natural
Their own natural
fertilizer.
waste.
Waste.
Their natural waste as weed killers are secrete antibiotics to control other fungi that might act as weeds. They secrete antibiotics. Is there antibiotics? There is no antibiotics. So
Use their own natural.
mm, they use their own natural. Wait, ants can digest it, but some fungi can. The ants therefore cultivate these fungi in their nest, bringing them leaves to feed on, and then use them as a source of food. Farmer
Excretion, sir.
ants secrete antibiotics, secretions,
Secretion, sir. Yes.
secretions, my God, oh.
They use
And,
their own secretions as
as
weed
weed
killer.
killers. And also
And
use
also
unwanted
use unwanted
materials
waste
as
material as
fertilizers.
fertilizer.
Yeah, there. Okay.
Ba yan? Ang
My
dali-dali
God,
naman
man.
pala, sir.
Dali-dali naman na ito. Delikado yung mamaya. Kinakabahan ako sa mamaya, man. Genetic analysis shows they constantly upgrade this fungi by developing new species and by blank species with neighboring ant colonies. Swapping. Swapping.
Swapping and sharing. Exchanging.
Changing,
Ayun.
yan. Species with neighboring ant colonies. Okay. In fact, the farming methods of ants could be said to be more advanced than human agribusiness since they use blank methods. Parang nakita ko yon. They use they use where's the farming method? Okay, where's the farming method? Wait, man. Farming. It's somewhere here, guys. We hail as masterpieces the cave paintings, southern France and elsewhere dating back some 20,000 years ago. And societies existed in something
Yes, sir,
like
sir,
the
sa taas,
present.
sir. Farmers and, hindi yan. Hindi.
This Earthman looks technology. Is this some kind of, albeit of a different kind? Farming. Wait. Farming could be said to be more advanced than human agribusiness since they use blank methods. They do not affect the blank and do not waste blank. Nasa farming methods yun, guys. Pero parang nandito na tayo kanina. Aakit pa ba tayo? Aatras? There, oh.
Yes, sir, sa taas. Farming methods of
The
ants
farming methods of ants are sustainable. They do not ruin environments and use enormous amounts of energy. So, umakyat siya, guys, no? Weird,
Yes, sir, umakyat.
Hindi ganun yun, Cambridge 7, So, blank methods, sustainable. Pero in the newer IELTS, walang ganun-ganun eh. They do not affect the environment. Correct. Environment, tama. And do
yes,
not waste energy. Yun. Panis. Okay. We're leaving the ants. Ha ha ha. So here we are. We are in population movement and genetics. Okay. So we saw the list of headings there, up there. So, but we're gonna do that later, guys. That's hard. So blank. There, the discussion of Williams. What's that, Rami? So this is the one. Population movement and genetics. The discussion of Williams' research indicates a periods at which early people are thought to have migrated along certain routes. There are 6 routes, A to F, marked on the map below. So we're gonna look at Williams' research. So where are you, William? William, there you are. Woo-hoo-hoo. What's this? Oh, 15,000 years ago. Where is that?
Yes, sir. Baba.
There, 15,000. There,
Sagutan
eto
natin
na.
yan, sir. Parang okay yan.
Yan. Okay. Talo na tayo sa D, guys. Williams and his colleagues sampled the blood of over 5,000 American Indians in Western North America during a 20-year period. My God, grabe ang West. No? Grabe ang mga studies nila. No? Ganyan, pag maraming pera, kita mo yung research, 20 years inaabot. Oh. Tsaka kung ano-ano pinag-aaralan nila. Dude, parang get over it. This is just all about what? Population movement lang. Anyway, that was under recording. They found that their GM allotypes could be divided into two groups, one of which also correspond to the genetic typing of Central and South American Indians. Okay, this is in Western North America, and then parang the same daw with the Central and South American Indians. Other tests showed that the Inuit or Eskimo and Aleut form a third group. Okay, so this is the first group, and then that's the second group. Okay, can you imagine? They have so much money. They do this 20-year research, man. From this evidence, it was deduced that there had been three major waves of immigration across the Bering Strait. That's the Bering Strait over there. Okay. The first Paleo-Indian wave, more than 15,000 years ago, was ancestral to all Central and South American Indians. So, oh, what route? The second wave was about 14,000 to 12,000 years ago. Brought Nadine hunters, ancestors of the Navajo and Apache, who only migrated from South Canada about 600 or 700. So that is the Navajo and the Apache. So the third migration, wait, why is it 14,000 years ago? 15,000 years ago was the first. The second one was 14,000 to 12,000. The last one was 10,000 to 9,000 years ago. So the migration from Northeast Asia of groups ancestral to the modern Eskimo and Aleut. Okay, how far does the, what are we answering? Oh, which route? Okay, so 15,000 or more. So that's here. So the first wave there, you saw that? Central and South American Indians. See, 15,000 years ago, Central and South American Indians. Okay, so which one is that? Central and South American Indians. Central Indians. Oh, this one, this one. That one, guys. Woohoo! See, Central America and South America. That's the one, E. Okay, we're just answering two numbers. And then the 600 to 700 years ago, this was this one. Brought Nadine hunters, ancestors of the Navajo and Apache, who only migrated south from Canada about 600 to 700 years ago. Where was the second one? So Central and South, and then the second one, south from Canada. So, oh, that's the one, guys. See, from Canada, they went south. Man, I don't know what does this all prove. What's the use of all this? Anyway, so that is letter C. There. There. So that's letter C. 600 to 700 years ago. C there. Okay, that's a tough one. But guys, I read letter D already, right? Did you see that? So letter D, paragraph D is just all about the three waves. Wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3. So let's answer section D. Here, murder this section D. So what's that? So we will eliminate 8. There. Get out of the way, number 8. Okay. The results of research into blood variants, dental evidence, no. Greenberg's analysis, no. Developments in the method used to study, no. Indian migration from Canada to the USA, possible. Further genetic evidence, oh, that's the one. Genetic evidence. There, three-wave theory, that's the one. Long-standing questions about prehistoric migration, no. Questions about causes of prehistoric, no. Analysis of blood variants measures the closeness of the relationship, no. Okay, so wait guys, I'm gonna read letter C. An important project led by the biologist anthropologist Williams focused on the various called GM allotypes and of one particular protein, immunoglobulin G, found in the fluid portion of human blood. All proteins drift or produce variants over the generations, and members of an interbreeding human population will share a set of such variants. Thus, by comparing the GM allotypes of two different populations, two Indian tribes, one can establish their genetic distance, which itself can be calibrated to give an indication of the length of time since these populations last interbred. My God, gosh, so much money. They do all that stuff, man. So, so C is dental evidence. No, no. Developments in the methods used to study developments. Okay, C and D. What is C? Indian migration from Canada to the USA. No. So number 6 could be D. Possible, but what's letter C? What's paragraph C? How analysis of blood variants measures the closest of. That's the one, man. Gotcha. Hoo-hoo. Gotcha. Okay. There, we're killing the elephants. Number 6 is dead. There. Okay. So let's go down, guys. Let's leave the elephants for a while. We're going down there. Huh. Reading passage 2 refers to the three-wave theory of early migration to the Americas. It also suggests in which of these three waves the ancestors of various groups of modern Native Americans first reached the continent. Okay. Classify the groups named in the table below as originating from the first, second, or third wave. Okay, that's over here. So Inuit, where are you? Navajo, Apache, Aleut, Eskimo. Where is the Inuit? I do not. There. So, other tests show that the Inuit and Aleut form a third group. Okay, so the Inuit form the third group. Wait. There have been three waves. Okay, the first was 15,000 years ago, Central and South American Indians. The second, Nadine hunters. Who are the Nadine hunters? None. Ancestors of the Navajo and Apache. So, second wave, yahoo! The third wave saw the migration from Northeast Asia of groups ancestral to the modern Eskimo and Aleut. So Aleut is the Inuit. Third wave, yahoo! And then what about the Ticuna and the Pima Papago? Where are you guys? How far does other research support these conclusions? Geneticist Douglas Wallace has studied mitochondrial DNA in blood samples from three widely separate American groups. Pima Papago Native Indians in Arizona, Mayo Indians in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, and Ticuna Indians in the upper Amazon region of Brazil. As would have been predicted by Robert Williams' work, all three groups appear to be descended from the same ancestral Paleo-Indian population. It doesn't say which wave. But guys, we already read paragraph E. So paragraph E is all about the three widely separated Native American groups there. All three groups appear to be descended from the same ancestral population. So I want to answer first paragraph E. Damn, man, this is hard, man. Man. Paragraph E there. Questions about the causes of prehistoric migration. Causes, no. Long-standing questions about prehistoric migration to America. The results of the research into blood. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait. So I think the paragraph E is all about further genetic evidence relating to the three-wave theory. That's the one, guys. Paragraph E is 6. And then paragraph D is, the results of the research into blood variants. That's the one. There, that's the one. And then paragraph is further genetic evidence. So number 1 is letter D. There. Whew! Tough, man. And then let's go back to the question down below. Let's leave list of headings first. So what about the Pima Papago and the Ticuna? Human teeth. Okay, does it mention the Pima Papago here? And the
Nasa taas, sir. Kasi under siya ng Paleo-Indian. Sabi niya,
Okay.
descendant sila.
Ancestral Paleo-Indian population. So where is that? The first Paleo-Indian
First
wave.
siguro, sir.
Whoa, first. Yahoo! Yeah, man. Okay. Okay. That took the energy out of me. Christy Turner's research involved the examination of teeth. Okay, let's now go back down to the teeth, man. So there are other kinds of research that have thrown some light on the origins of the Native American population. They involve the study of teeth and of languages. The biological anthropologist Chris Turner, an expert of the analysis of changing physical characteristics in human teeth, he argues that tooth crowns and roots have a high genetic component, minimally affected by environmental and other factors. Studies carried out by Turner of many thousands of new and old world specimens, both ancient and modern, suggest that the majority of prehistoric Americans are linked to Northern Asian populations by crown and root traits such as incisor, shoveling, scooping out of one tooth or birth surfaces of the tooth, single-rooted upper first premolars and triple, whatever. According to Turner, this ties in with the idea of a single Paleo-Indian migration out of North Asia, which is set at there for 14,000 years ago by calibrating rates of dental microevolution. Man, these guys, they're so serious, man. Tooth analysis also suggests there were two later migrations of Nadines and Eskimo Aleut. Teeth from both prehistoric and modern Americans and Asians. Okay, that's possible. Thousands of people who live either in the New or Old World. I don't think it mentions that. Dental specimens from the majority of prehistoric Americans. The eating habits of, no, I think it's A. Both prehistoric and modern. See. Studies carried out by Turner many thousands of new and old world specimens, both ancient and modern, suggest that there, see, prehistoric and modern Americans and Asians, Northern Asia, prehistoric Americans, that's the answer. Woohoo! So we have read paragraph F. It's time to kill that elephant. Whoo, this is so hard, man. F. So dental evidence. Yeah, that's the one. Greenberg's analysis. Developments in the methods used to study early population, Indian migration, no. Questions about the causes of Dental evidence, that's number 2. And then the only ones we need to answer are, I think we've answered already the rest. Oh, my head is pounding, man. That's the last of it. We only need to answer A and B, guys. Ah, whoo. So let's cross out dental evidence there. Okay, A and B. Study of the origins and distribution of human populations used to be based on archaeological and fossil evidence. A number of techniques developed since the 1950s, however, have placed the study of these subjects on a sounder and more objective footing. The best information on early population movement is now being obtained from the archaeology of the living body. The clues to be found in genetic material there have developed since the 1950s. A number of techniques there. So developments in the methods there. That's the one. Woohoo! Gosh, they're so serious about studying the movement of the Native American Indians. I mean, it's not gonna feed people, man. Next, recent work on the problem of when people first entered the Americas is an example of the value of these new techniques. Northeast Asia and Siberia have long been accepted as the launching ground for the first human colonizers of the New World. Oh my God. But there was one major wave of migration across the Bering Sea into the Americas, or several. When did these events take place? In recent years, new clues have come from research into genetics, including the distribution of genetic markers in modern Native Americans. So questions about the causes of prehistoric, their causes, or Indian migration from Canada? No. Greenberg. Do I see, where is Greenberg? I don't see Greenberg. So Greenberg, no Greenberg. Indian immigration to the Canada. Long-standing. Ah, that's the one. Long-standing questions about prehistoric migration to America. Woohoo. Wow, man. I mean, I lost a few pounds with that reading passage. How many minutes do we have left? Oh, we have 23 minutes left, guys. Just in time. Woohoo! This is gonna be a photo finish. This is gonna be a cardiac game. It's all down to the wire. Ha! And then I see this is another long passage, man. True false not given. Let's murder this. Murder, murder. Okay, so there you go. That's the reading passage. And then forest problems of Mediterranean countries are to be discussed at the next meeting of experts. Mediterranean. That's the first ministerial conference on the protection of Europe's forests. So that must be the experts. But I do not see Mediterranean. There's the Mediterranean. So let's go read. Forests are one of the main elements of our natural heritage. The decline of Europe's forests over the last decade and a half has led to increasing awareness and understanding the serious imbalances which threaten them. European countries are becoming increasingly concerned by major threats to European forests, threats which know no frontiers other than those of geography or climate, air pollution, soil deterioration, increasing number of forest fires, and sometimes even the mismanagement of our woodland forest heritage. There's been growing awareness and the need for countries to get together to coordinate these policies in December 1990. What? That was a full 30 years ago. Strasbourg hosted the first ministerial conference on the protection of Europe's forests. The conference brought together 31 countries from both Western and Eastern Europe. The topics discussed included the coordinated study of the destruction of forests, as well as how to combat forest fires, and the extension of European research programs and the forest ecosystem. The preparatory work for the conference had been undertaken at 2 meetings of experts. There's the one. Their initial task was to decide which of the many forest problems of concern to Europe involved the largest number of countries and might be the subject of joint action. Those confined to particular geographic areas, such as countries bordering the Mediterranean or the Nordic countries, therefore had to be discarded. However, this does not mean that in future they will be ignored. Okay. At the next meeting, nah, false. False, man. And then problems in Nordic countries were excluded because they were outside the European Economic Community. Wait, no, 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 no. And be confined to a particular geo, such as countries bordering. Oh, wait. The preparatory work for the conference had been undertaken at Tumin. Their initial task was to decide which of the many forest problems of concern to Europe involved the largest numbers of countries. Okay. False again. Two straight false answers. Forests are a renewable source of raw material. Wait, I just read the paragraph. I'll see if I can use that paragraph. Oh my God, man. These are all about resolutions. What's the best title for reading? Oh my God, man. This is gonna kill me. Forests are a renewable source of raw material. As a whole, European biological green lang raw material. There. Okay. Yeah, they produce oxygen, they absorb carbon dioxide, raw material through their constantly renewed production of wood. True. Okay, the biological function of forests were recognized only in the 20th century. The other aspects have been recognized only for a few centuries, but they're becoming more and more important. So, recognized only in the 20th century. The other aspects have been recognized only for a few centuries. Recognized only in the 20th century. A century is 100 years. They've been recognized only for a few centuries. The biological function of forests were recognized only in the 20th century. So false. My God, that's three false answers already. False, true, false. Huh. Never mind. We'll move on. Natural forests still exist in parts of Europe. Okay. The myth of the natural forest has survived. There are effectively no remaining primary forests in Europe. All European forests are artificial, having been adapted and exploited by man for thousands of years. So this is what? That's another false. Uh, uh, this means that a forest policy is vital, that it must transcend national borders and generation, and that it must allow for the inevitable changes that take place in the forest in needs of ends in policy. The Strasbourg Conference was one of the first events on such a scale to reach this conclusion. The general declaration was made that a central place in any ecologically coherent forest policy must be given to continually over time and to the possible effects of unforeseen events to ensure that the full potential of these forests is maintained. Natural forests still exist in parts of Europe. No, there are effectively no remaining primary forests in Europe. All European forests are artificial, having been adapted and exploited by man. This means, okay, so that's really a false. Natural forests still exist. Okay, but this is impossible. Problems in Nordic country. That's really a false. Forest problems of Mediterranean are to be discussed at the next meeting. This one is the not given. That's the not given, guys. There had to be this. This does not mean that in the future they will be ignored. So not given. There, that's the one not given. Not given, false, true, false, false. Oh my God, there are so many false answers. Forest policy should be limited by national boundaries. That's another false. Forest policy should be limited by national boundary. A forest policy is vital. It must transcend national frontiers and generations of people. See, it must transcend national frontiers. That's the boundary. So that is another false. What? So this must be a not given. Or the myth of the nation. There are effectively no remaining primary forests in Europe. All European forests are artificial. Mm, oh my God, three false. The biological function of a forest were recognized only in the 20th century.
Parang ano
Ah,
yan, sir? Parang
parang
true
not
yan or
given.
not
Uh,
given?
ito
Only in
only in
20th
the
century.
20th century. Eh, sabi,
Only.
recognized
Few.
only for a few
Only
centuries.
few.
Um, so false talaga. They were recognized only for a few centuries. Were recognized only in the 20th century. False talaga. Ah! What? Ang daming false? Apat. Problems in Nordic countries were excluded because they're outside the European economic. False talaga. They're outside the European economic. Hindi. They were ignored because mm, okay, because the largest number of countries made the concern to Europe involved the largest number of countries. Hmm. So the Strasbourg Conference decided that a first forest policy must allow for the possibility of change. Mm, a central place in a must be given to continuity over time. Ecologically coherent forest policy must be given to continuity over time and to the possible effects of unforeseen events. Yun yung change. So guys, may problema tayo. We have so many false answers. Four of them false. One of these must be a not given. Ha ha ha. Forest policy should be limited by national boundaries. That's really a false. National forests still exist in parts of Europe. There are effectively no remaining primary forests in Europe. All European forests are artificial. That's really a false. And what about this? Problems in Nordic countries were excluded because they are outside. No, that's really a false. What about this? This one is the one. The biological functions of forests were recognized only in the 20th century. The biological functions. Let's look. Let's look. The economic importance of forests has been understood since the dawn of man. Wood was the first field. The other aspects have been recognized only for a few centuries. Oh, yun na nga yung guys. Kasi hindi naman sinabing biological. The other aspects lang. It doesn't mention the biological. Yun na yun. That's the one. So, not given false true, not given false true. That's my, huh. I'm so sure of that already. Let's now murder this one. Ah! Resolution. Which of the following statements, A to J, refer to the resolutions that were issued? Okay. Whew. Okay. That general declaration, 6 detailed resolutions. This is it, guys. The first proposes extension and systematization surveillance sites to monitor forest decline. Surveillance sites. Forest decline is still poorly but leads to the loss of high production of a tree's needles or leaves. The entire continent and the majority of species are now affected. Between 30% and 50% of the tree pop. The condition appears to result from the cumulative effect of a number of factors, with atmospheric pollutants in the principal culprits. Compounds of nitrogen and sulfur dioxide should be particularly closely watched. However, their effects are probably accentuated by climatic factors such as drought and hard winters, or soil imbalances such as soil acidification, which damage the roots. That's the one. Whew, can you imagine, like what? Chinese or Vietnamese or Koreans, Japanese answering these questions? It's so hard, man. So resolution one, fragile mountains research is better coordinated. That's possible. Information, cost of these should be more extended. No, resources should be allocated research into 3 diseases. No. Skiing should be encouraged. No. Soil imbalances. Okay, what's this? Okay, the condition appears to be a result from the cumulative effect of those with atmospheric pollutants. Compounds of nitrogen and sulfur dioxide should be particularly closely watched. However, their effects are probably accentuated by climatic factors such as drought and hard winters, or soil imbalances such as soil acidification, which damages the roots. Treated with compounds. No. The information to be systematic on any decline. That's the one, guys. Extension and systematization. See, systematically gathered of surveillance site to monitor forest decline. The extension and systematization of surveillance sites. There, that's the one. Resolution 1. Gotcha. Woo. Oh man, how many more? That's 5 more items, man. Second one solution concentrates on the need to preserve the genetic diversity of European fauna. The aim is to reverse the declining number of tree species. Genetic. All kinds of tree species should be preserved. Okay, the amount of damage caused by the experts to propose as the third resolution that the Strasbourg Conference considered the establishment of a European data bank on the subject. All information used in the development of national preventative policies will become generally available. The subject of the fourth. Okay, that's the third resolution is there. So the second resolution is genetic diversity. That's the one. Resources should be able to research into 3Ds. No, soil in so this one, guys, to me, that's the distractor. So all kinds of species of trees should be preserved. That's number 2. Okay. We only have 5 more. Third. Consider the establishment of a European data bank on the subject. All information used in the development of national preventative policies will become generally available. Loss of leaves. Information on forest fires should be collected and shared. Research to be better coordinated throughout Europe. That's D. A European data bank on the subject. See, so that is coordinated throughout Europe. The same amount of damage caused to propose the third that consider the establishment of a European data bank. All information would become generally available. So that is, research is to be better coordinated throughout Europe. There, that's the D. We only have 4 more. Resolution 4. Discuss benefits mountain forests. In Europe, it is undoubtedly the mountain ecosystem which has changed most rapidly and most at risk. Thinly scattered permanent resolution and the development of leisure particularly have resulted in significant long-term tension. Proposed development include a preferential solution on mountain forests. Mountain forests. Fragile mountain forest should be given priority. Woohoo! B. And then the fifth. The fifth resolution we launched physiology of trees. Eurosilva should support joint European research on tree diseases in their physiology and biochemical aspects. Each country concerned could increase the number of scholarship and other financial for doctoral thesis and research into this area. Resources should be allocated to research into tree diseases. There. That's the one. Yahoo. G. Ha ha ha. Let's eliminate G, and then we already have B. Get rid of B. We already have D, and we already have A, and we already have J. Okay, the resolution number 6. Wait. Finally, the conference established a framework for European Research Network on Forest Ecosystems. This would involve harmonizing activities in individual countries as well as identifying a number of priority research topics relating to the protection of forests. Oh my God, man. This was the initial motivation. Now, one now shared by all representing third. Your final text commits to them to ongoing discussion between government representatives with responsibility for forests. Skiing should be encouraged. Soil imbalances, no. All kinds of species, fragile mountain, the surviving do not need priority, no. So D, that seems like D. Look, a European research network on forest. This would also involve harmonizing activities in individual as well as identifying research topics. That's the one, that's the D. And so what about resolution 3? We're going back to resolution 3. Establishment of European data bank on the subject. All information used in the development of national preventative policy would become generally available. Information on forest fires. Loss of leaves. No. Where's the loss of leaves? No. Resources should be allocated into research into tree diseases. No. Soil imbalances. Information to be system on any decline in the condition of forests. The amount of damage caused the experts to propose. Although forest fires do not affect all of the amount of damage caused, the experts to propose the third. Okay, forest fires is the third. The surviving natural forests do not need priority treatment.
E, sir, not E.
Information for should be, oh, that's the one, that's the E. Yeah. Oh man. Ooh, my nape is about to burst. We're down to our last one. What's the best title? The biological, economic, and recreational role of plans to protect the forests of Europe. The priority of European research into ecosystems. Proposal for a wide worldwide policy. No, I think plans to protect the forests of Europe is the answer. That's the one. Whoo, I don't want to check anymore. I'm so tired. I still have a minute left. So if I had that time, I will look back on this, guys. I'll just make sure about the first resolution, second J, A, E, B, G. Woo! Okay. I don't want to check it anymore. I don't care. Okay, I don't care about the band line anymore. I just care about finishing this test. All right, so here we go. Gosh, man, that was hard. But let me tell you guys, it's not really that hard in the actual test, I hope. Yeah, but that's the feedback that students give. It's not as hard as the earlier Cambridge materials. So let's see, test 3. Test 3, that's the one. I want to check the last part first. Whoa, what happened? Oh, see, my computer's going crazy. There, okay, where are you? There, so J, A, E, B, G, D. I got you perfect, man. Then Not given, false, true, false, false. What? 3 straight false answers? I tell you, that doesn't happen. So we had one mistake. One mistake. But really, doesn't come out as 3 straight false answers. Not nowadays, at least. That's why I was forced to answer this is not given. Anyway, we have one mistake. A, there you go. CBAA. Woohoo. Okay, and then where are we? EC. What? The answer is D. I have 2 mistakes already, guys. Why is it D? What's the D? Where is that? Oh, the answer is in the passage. 21 is D. What? And then, list of headings. 4, 7, 10, 1, 6, 2. I got that perfect, man. Woo-hoo-hoo. I murdered the elephants. Yeah, there was a close one there. See, like I interchanged 6 here and then 1 there. Okay. And then, are we recording? C, M, F, D, N, O, E. I got that perfect, man. And then finally, false, true, not given, true, false, not given. I got 2 mistakes, guys. That's an 8.5. I'm so disappointed. I should score a 9. I want the level of Doc Tia. Damn. But I want to go back to that. This one was the key. Why did I make a mistake with that one? See, what's wrong with that? Let's go back to page 72. Why was I wrong there? See. So the periods at which early people are thought to have migrated along certain routes. There are 6 routes, A to F. So the answer is D. There, that one. Not C, but D. What? That's a wrong answer key, man. Look, the second wave brought Nadine hunters, ancestors of the Navajo and Apache, only migrated south from Canada about 607 years ago. The second wave.
From Canada kasi siya, sir.
From Canada. Oh, lahat naman yun from Canada. Who only migrated south. Oh, south daw. Hindi naman south yan. No, hello. East yan. No. South. Ganun south. Oh. Diba, guys? The answer key is wrong. From Canada about 607 years ago. It's C. The answer is C. It's not D. Because C is... Oh, I understand, guys. I understand.
If C, sir,
The
I think it will start in
illustration-
Asia.
Yeah, the illustration is vague. So this is C, there, all the way there. And then all of this is D. There, the illustration is vague. You should have marked this as D as well, right? That's all D. See? So the answer key is correct, but the illustration is deliberately misleading. I will protest this answer. I will bring it up to the highest court in the land. I should have scored a 9. I'm not satisfied. But gosh, man, did you see that? Wait, I'm gonna stop the recording and then questions. We're gonna have questions. Hold on.